given today to reflect on this wonderful advice, more than an advice, a command of the Lord, that we invite rather the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind, and that we may not look for any remuneration on this earth, but rather to be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous. If we were to obey, if we were to do that, and I mean literally, we would be then knowing that we are looking forward to the resurrection of the righteousness. What else do we want? Mm-hmm. And so what a beautiful lesson is giving us here. And no wonder that St. Paul, when he's writing to the Philippians, he's putting that into practice. And so he knows that when we act that way, as the Lord asks us to invite the poor, the crippled, and all others, that rather we are doing it not out of selfishness or vainglory. How could we? No, but rather humbly regard others as more important than ourselves, each looking out not for his own interest. So St. Paul has learned it very well, and is shaping the community of Philippians to think that way. And so I think it's giving us a good way, and at the same time, the fulfillment of the psalm that we are reading from 131. In you, O Lord, I have found my peace. Because that's where you find it, not in the repayment or the inability of those to repay you, but rather in the promise that the Lord gives us. You have a question?
I should be telling you this, not really. The experience of the parishes there in Anson.
Oh, yes.
That reading immediately reminded me of what they're doing as part of the project for the Year of Mercy.
And giving out all this.
Yes.
What I noticed so different, and I was looking at all those items. I said, there's no price tag.
That's right.
It's all for those that need it. Just take them. And sometimes, and if we cannot take some of those things and give it to the poor, that means we are not in contact with the poor. So, and then at the same time, that we want to keep that unity with the poor as the Lord invites us. We also to remind ourselves to keep the unity of these 3 days of Halloween, All Saints and All Souls. The Church's great desire and love for unity of the human family. So tomorrow we have the commemoration of all the saints, and the Church wants to be united with them, and we are rushing towards that lofty goal. Then commemorating the faithful departed, making sure and help them that they are in unity with those who have already are saints. And then we also today on the eve of All Hallows, of All Saints, and then we take a look at our circumstances that we're still here, and we say, death has been conquered. Life is superior and eternal. The resurrection has done away with sin. And so we now walk with confidence, and all these ghouls and all these ghosts, they're our friends. They do not scare us at all. They are part of our family, and we invite them to enter into the All Souls and All Saints days and keep the unity of the Spirit. Let us then continue with the Eucharist, and always be mindful of how to invite our brothers and sisters, those that are needy, the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind, and making sure that they are really our friends, because they will place us in the level of the righteousness. in the resurrection.